My wife bought me a barbecue smoker back in 2007, and in 2010, we decided, you know what, let's try competition barbecue. We were terrible at it. In 2011, we cooked our first KCBS competition and got a 9th place chicken call, and it's been on since then. So we've done 17 competitions already this year. I am Scott Hendricks. I am at the American Royal Barbecue in Kansas City, Missouri. Our chicken thighs are a product called Smart Chicken, which is an organic chicken. On our ribs, we cook with Duroc pork. It's got a little bit higher fat content and has a lot more moisture on it than a typical commodity pork. And our briskets, we cook with Wagyu. You can take it to a higher cook temperature. And the reason being is because the marbling that's inside of a brisket, it just gives it a lot more moisture, a lot more flavor. It is an awesome product at the end of the day. Basically what we do at a competition is Friday evening, I have a little bit of work to do with injections and rubs for some of our bigger cuts of meat. For right now, it's kind of a, just hang out and chill. But tonight there is about an hour, hour and a half of lock the doors, do the work I got to do, and then it's, get some rest, wait for tomorrow. So right now we're putting a little rub and injection to the brisket. Got a few different rubs we use that we're layering on. This is the only thing that we'll actually inject after we put the rub on. Some of this injection is gonna come through, and as it does, it kind of helps to maybe build a little bit of a crust on the brisket. You can see how light I'm putting this on. I'm not putting a whole lot of rub on these. You don't want to over season the brisket. I mean, just a light coat of a few different rubs to help build the profile that we're looking for, that the judges tend to like. You can still marinate in KCBS rules. Your meat has to be checked in first. Once it's inspected, most people out here will do this with their pork and their brisket, but really that's all you're looking for, is just to give it a little bit of moisture and give it some additional beefy flavor. That's it, those two things. All right, so just getting the fires lit. It's about 6 in the morning. Trying to get everything going so we can put the meat on around 7 o'clock. Well, we'll leave those going for about 10, 15 minutes like that and get the heat up, and they will get up to temp pretty quick. We are going to be competing with an insulated gravity-fed smoker and a couple drum smokers. These are strictly built for barbecue. They're great smokers, cook hot and fast. The insulated smoker is a huge box with double wall steel insulation. Cooks at a very even temperature for a very long period of time. So it's 9:40 right now. We are going to do a couple pans of chicken. We'll cook these 16, and then we're going to look for the best 6 once they come off. I'm cooking 6 racks because every rack cooks a little bit differently. And I just want to make sure that I've got enough that I can choose the best 2 racks out of those 6 to build my box. And there's a good looking rack of ribs right there. That's after about 2 hours on the smoker. That's what it's supposed to look like. When building a good competition box, we start with a good foundation, whether it's chicken or ribs or pork or brisket. We've got a certain way and a certain format that meat is going in that box. We are very obsessed. We're making sure that every piece of parsley and every little piece of meat is in place and looks perfect. Chicken first, that's our first one we turned in. I felt really good about our chicken today. We've been doing really well in chicken here the last few weeks. And ribs, ribs tends to be our best category. It's probably the one I'm most critical of though. Pork, I think is, it's a tough one nowadays. There's a lot of good pork cooks out there. I probably felt the best though about our brisket that we turned in. Hopefully the judges thought the same way. Right now it's just a waiting game. Awards aren't until 5 o'clock, so got a little bit of time to build the nerves up. A lot of good cooks out here, so we're gonna see how we do against them.
That was too close.